Hi everyone. So I hope everybody's having a good Christmas. I certainly did, and Santa brought me a new camera, thank goodness. So I'm able to come back on YouTube now and show you what I'm wanting to show you. And hopefully I can keep the videos going for you all to see what I'm up to. So today I thought I'd give you some tips and tricks that I've picked up. Now, the first one I want to show you is how to make a double bow. First of all, you'll need a piece of trim, basically a bit of ribbon, just a piece of trim. It doesn't have to be that thick, as you can see. You'll need a fork as well. So the trim needs not to be too thick because you're weaving in and out of a fork, and it needs not to be too thin either because it will slide off. So what we're going to do is, I picked this idea up from Pinterest. I did nudge the camera then, and I had a go and I thought, you know what, all these years I've been struggling to make a bow and this is so easy. So you need to find the end of your trim. Now mine begins there. So with your fork, I'm just gonna zoom out a little bit. With your fork, you need to go in. So you still got the end in one hand. Go in your fork. Come out. Go back in, so you're weaving in. And then you need to pull it to the length that you require. Now, I want to give myself a good length because by the time I'm weaving in and out, you'll notice that your ribbon will shorten itself down. So that's as much length as I require. So to do this bow, you need to come out of the fork and you're weaving back in the first line. So just to help you and give you a guide, you see where that loop is? That's where you need to be creating when you come back in. So you come outside the fork, back in, and then loop around. So we make the other loop on the other side, and then that gives you your 2 rows. So where my left hand is, that would be the first row, and then that's the second row, and we're just on our 3rd row. So as you can see, the ribbon's at the back of the fork, and now we need to bring the ribbon on the inside and bring it back out to the front of the fork. So on the outs, bring it out so it's at the back of the fork, and then at the very end bring it right round, loop it around, take it back in, back out so it's at the front of the fork, back in so it's at the back of the fork, and then on the end loop it around again. So we've got that loop, we've created that loop on the end like we did the first row. So now we have the 1st, the 2nd, the 3rd and the 4th row. We need to do another row. We are now on our 5th row. We need to do another row of it. So you come back in to the front of the fork, loop it back round to the back of the fork and leave it there. Now at this point I push it all the way up to the top of the fork. Now we have it hasn't come undone. So it's just to clarify, we have got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 rows of what we've done. You need a pair of scissors, and the length that you've left this side, you now need to leave this side. So I say that about the length. Now let me just zoom out so you can see what I'm doing. It's always good. So we need now a little bit to go in the middle of the bow. So give yourself a decent length. You don't want too much because this is going to be the tail of the bow. So what you do, I'd say I've cut it there now. I'd say that's roughly about, I don't know, 3 inches, maybe 3 inches, maybe more than that. So what you do now is you bring your rose to the middle of the fork, and this is where it gets tricky. So you want one end of your tail that you've just cut to go in the middle on the first row. So this is the tail I've just cut, and I've just gone in the middle of my fork. I pull that down, and now I bring that to the front of the fork, leaving me with, so you bring the second tail end, then it's coming down, so I'll just show you again. You bring the second tail end to the front in the middle of the fork, so the same sort of slot you've slotted the first one in. Now we need to go at the back of the fork, and this is where I just tie a knot, and you'll see why in a sec. So go ahead and tie it. Now it might start getting, and it might start coming undone as you're doing it, but don't worry about that, because you'll see I've done a double bow there, double knot. So when I pull that off, I'm landed with a double bow and 2 tails. It just, so if I just put it at the back of my hand, I hope you can see that. Oh, there it is. It was getting there. So you've got your 2 bows at the top, and then you've got your 2 sort of end tails, and that's basically your double bow. And now you've tied it at the back, you can make as many or as little as you like. So I'm going to just do that again, so you'll all bear with me. And I'm just going to put him at the side. So let's just try it again. So again, fork, you need to make your first row. So on the, put it inside the fork so the tail is on the outside. Bring it back through in the middle. Put it back in so the tail is now on the outside again. And then pull as much as you want on the other side. Bring it back round so you create a loop. Bring it back to the back of the fork, so you've got a loop now. Bring it back into the middle of the fork, bring it back out. Same on the other side. You make a loop, so you bring the tail from the back of the fork around the front, through the slot at the back. Come back in, bring it through the middle of the fork, bring it out to the last end. So you've now got 3 rows. So you make the loop. So back round into the back of the fork. Bring it back in, back out, and then on the end we make our loop. So we need to bring the tail from the back to the front, from the back to the front, back at the back, back in, at the back, and leave it there. You've now created 5 rows, because that's what you'll need for your double loop. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I'm now going to cut the same tail that's on the end, on the end. So it's roughly about that. And I've now got my tail for the middle. So create one end, you want to put it in the middle of the fork, so it comes at the back of the fork. What I mean by that is the slot in the middle of the fork, put it through, so the tail now is at the back. This is the tail we're working with, not that one that's crept forward. So we want to bring it round the front and at the back of the fork. Turn the fork round, making sure you hold your tails. If it comes undone, just pull your tails to the side, the ones that you've just created. So we've got that, we've brought it through the middle slot and we're now at the back of the fork. What I do is I make a double knot to make sure that it's secure. Not once, not twice, and now here's the fun bit. So you hold it in the middle, slide the fork up, and the magic is there. So I'm just gonna place my two bows on my mat where you can clearly see them. And that, guys, is how you make your double bows. And I hope that I hope that you'll give it a go, and I love to see how yours turns out. I'm hoping that it won't be as slow as mine. I mean, the more you do it, the more practice you get at it. And good luck, and I shall